in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let-me-block-your-blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
After 13 years of exposing lies in the media, I discovered the biggest lie of all. They want you to think racism is random, accidental, just bad people doing bad things. But what if I told you anti-black racism was engineered, programmed like software, marketed like a product, and designed to survive across generations? That's exactly what I prove in my new book, Us versus the Machine, How Anti-Black Racism Was Programmed, Marketed, and Made to Survive. This isn't another book about what racism looks like. This is the blueprint of how it was built, who profits from it, and most importantly, how to dismantle it. I spent years connecting dots that they never wanted connected, following money trails they thought were buried, exposing the machine that runs on our oppression. Knowledge is power, but strategic knowledge is liberation. Get Us versus the Machine on Amazon today, because once you understand the system, you can beat the system.
If you have not been tuning in before, my goodness, you've missed out on a lot. Broke boy, but with potential. What made you realize this soft life is for me?
I deserve it. Because main money is special. I'm single.
But you don't like to be alone now. I'm looking for a guy to break my heart.
Well, as long as they're Nigerians now.
Watch Slay Queen Nigeria, only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the D to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke. We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff. No filters. Just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. Thank you for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button, like button, follow button, like button, and any other button that you need to click. Now, tonight, we're going to go back into what we talked about last night with MAGA showing up at Tennessee State University. There's another vantage point of the video that we want to show y'all where, you know, MAGA exposed themselves in their own video. So we want to get to that tonight. I did see them trying to propagandize, but I'm not going to even show the propaganda because it's at this point, it was expected for them to try to play some propaganda. So we don't need to give MAGA propaganda against our people a platform for sure, because this is our platform to talk about what we talk about. Definitely want to thank all the people that has recently joined us on the African Diaspora News Channel app. Definitely give y'all a hand clap for that. You're helping us build an independent platform that's outside of this one, right? Now, we got certain benchmarks. We got first benchmarks to get to 5,000 members, right? And so we're not there yet, but hey, I always say if 10 people can join today, like I say, if you get a monthly, you know, that's like supporting us 31 cents a day, right? $9.99. I've seen some people join annual. That's beautiful. How you find it? So, well, how do you find it? You just type in. I seen when I type in on the App Store in Apple, I just type in African and it pops up. But you type in African Diaspora News Channel, it'll pop up. Trust me. So that's the way you'll find it. You know, some people ask me about Lifetime. All that's there. You can find for yourself. And so we appreciate everybody. I also want to respond to some comments from last night in the midst of this stream. And also, tonight we're going to integrate Chat GPT in this stream as well. I'm going to do something a little different with that tonight because, you know, I'm a big person about integrating AI into different things, but it'll play out the way we want it to play out, definitely. All right. So let me get down here. Hold on. Okay, y'all slowly coming on in. That's cool. That is cool. Anything that I do, Vonda, it's a reason for it, right? See, just to tell you something, Vonda, I'm going to use every tool at my disposal to do what I do, okay? We have to innovate in this black media space. We can't just be doing the same thing over and over and over and let the white supremacists innovate their white supremacy. See, that's why we stay behind, Vonda. It's because you haven't even seen what I'm about to do. You don't even know. You're just already against it. That's the problem with us as black people. Stop being against something new. Try new things. I'm telling you, I wouldn't got to where I'm at right now if I was willing to try something new. I promise you. I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now if I were willing to try something new. So try new things. That's how your life don't stay boring and stale, right? All right. So let's go ahead on and get into it. As of right now, if I see a reason, I switch. If not, I'll keep it the way it is for now. Now, Demetra likes to talk with y'all on some things. I can switch it at any time. If people start, you know, like I said, if you say something I'm thinking, I say, okay. But if you don't want to ever say when I do switch it to members only, because I can in any second, then you got to worry about it. Just join the members only and you good. You always have room to talk, right? Cool. All right. Now, let's go ahead and play the video. We're going another angle of the video from Tennessee State University. Now, maybe if somebody new, they say, what are you talking about? So these dudes with MAGA showed up to Tennessee State University. It's a HBCU. And they decide to where they're going to be, you know, try to do what Charlie Kirk did. So they went and set up a little table and wrote some of their stuff on there and trying to get black people to come talk to them, right? They didn't call the university to say they was going to come out there. They didn't get any kind of permits. They didn't come through any kind of organization at the university. They just say, hey, we're going to show up out there and just set up our tables and chairs, our cameras, and we're just going to do whatever the hell we want to do on this campus because we don't respect black people. So that's why we're not going to even talk to them to even get on the campus. You understand what I'm saying? So let's go. Let's see. You say I'm on the app, but I'm unable to comment here on YouTube when the chat become members only. Okay. Hold on, Parrish. Parrish, don't worry about it. I just took care of you. So if I switch to members only, Parrish, you good. All right. So let's go ahead on and let's go ahead and look at this, and then we're gonna stop in certain sections, okay? All right. So let me go cue this up.
MAGA supporters invaded our HBCU.
That's another one, but I still had it there. Let's go here.
$1 more. So this is a specific policy enacted by Trump's first administration that has overwhelmingly held for HBCUs. How would that make you?
We're getting kicked out, it looks like.
Yes. But mind you do know, like, they're like the most like employed out of everybody, and they take the good job. The job you don't want to work.
There are plenty of Americans who graduate high school every year with a high school diploma. There are plenty of Americans who graduate with a high school diploma every year.
We just suddenly
can be employed.
So we got a little worried. And we're hearing stuff like this from the crowd.
That's a good question.
We're just having conversations. The signs that we had. Okay, then if nobody wants to talk, they don't have to talk. We're not forcing anyone to talk. We were having a civil discussion with the person who was up here. We've been to lots of schools. We were at Clemson, we went to GS.
So all of our stuff basically has been stolen so far, like all of our signs except for, oh, there's another one. There's another one being stolen right there. Yeah.
You ain't got no white privilege.
So basically all of our signs have been stolen so far.
Now, I want to pause there for a minute. You see that black dude with the bald head? I think he's part of their security because I kept watching him, like peep him though, because I'm like, I think he's part of their security.
It's not very nice, you know? There goes our other signs. There goes our other signs. They've stolen everything from us. They've stolen everything. This is crazy. To talk. We wanted to talk. Not politics. This has been crazy, guys. We're getting escorted out by police and our security. It's been a little wild.
You are an embarrassment to intelligence.
They're calling us stupid, but they wouldn't even talk to us on the mic. It's so funny. They wouldn't talk to us. They wouldn't talk to us. Now they yell at us and they just think they're right. What are they even teaching at Tennessee State? This place kind of is just crazy. Wow. These people are not educated very well. All they know is attack, steal, and hurt us.
Okay, now you heard what he said, right? He would. That's let you know they were not there for no kind of good faith anything.
These people are not educated very well. All they know is attack, steal, and hurt us.
And that's what you have been doing ever since we came into contact with you, and you're still doing it today. You're always projecting yourself on black people. But then when they're trying to get you out of there, now it's a problem.
Apparently there's a screwdriver brain today, so, somebody was planning on using it to stab us, which is not good. So we're risking our lives out here, honestly. What the heck? Wow. And they're just following us still. Wow. Oh, dude, this is so funny. What do you think?
Well, we're leading a march, which is pretty cool, but
look at the march real quick.
There are so many people. We never want to do this to security, to cops on campus.
They started this. We just wanted to talk.
Nobody wants to talk to you, sir. And we're going to go into that a little later. We don't want to talk to you.
We just wanted to talk, and then they started getting very angry at us.
Well, we understand everything in terms of our position, how campus we're on, but
wow. They're saying that we're the ones stealing, and they're the ones who stole all of our signs. They stole all of our signs. All of our signs are gone. Ripped up. All of our signs are gone. I guess that's the constituents of this college. They don't like us very much, but damn. Any thoughts, Bima?
We're scared.
He's back there with security and more cops. What do you think?
They proved our sign right. DEI should be illegal.
Wow. Let's go.
We get on y'all ass the whole way. Shit, where you park that? You might crank your car.
Hey, they're threatening to hurt our car. Hey, they're saying they're gonna break our car.
Just get in.
I know, we're coming.
He said we gonna break his car.
Wow. They're threatening to break our car now. What the heck, man? We will go there. We want to go everywhere.
Yes, please go to Vanderbilt.
We want to talk to everybody. Thank you. Quite honestly, it's the greatest campus. Not really. It's a horrible campus. Not very nice.
God fucking hates you.
I don't think so.
You went straight to hell. You went straight to fucking hell. You know that.
Okay. Whatever you say.
You're going to hell too, you dumb fuck. You're a dumbass.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Hey, off.
She didn't touch him. She didn't do anything wrong. They want to talk, we can talk too. You want to talk?
They're still following us. Damn, look at this. It's a horde. It's like a zombie apocalypse. Wow. This is crazy.
Look at the Ottoman Empire. Your history.
The Ottoman Empire was Arab. It was Arab. What are you talking about?
You can talk this out of It depends on who was ruling it at the time. Because
They're saying, look at our history and said the Ottoman Empire. It's like, that's not, okay, whatever. This is so crazy, guys.
Look at England. Look at Australia.
You don't fucking belong here. Fuck your BMW, fuck your white ass. No one told you to bring your dumb ass to this campus. You're not welcome here. My fucking family. You're not welcome here. Every come back here again.
I can go higher.
I can go lower.
My name is Lance Johnston. At Lance Videos on Instagram if you want to find me.
I'm not I live here.
Right.
Yeah, we live here. Why he don't got no ticket? He don't got no parking, nothing. Show that car. Like, what? Y'all be so hard on us, right?
We're at the car now, finally. We're trying to get out of this place. It's kind of like hell, to be honest.
You came here. Nobody told you to come here. You wouldn't have to get out if you didn't do it. It's a big
Hey, we got everything? All right, we got it. All right.
All right. So you saw that. So as you can see, they was not there to have a conversation. They was there to antagonize. They was there to cause a problem. They was there. They didn't respect them at all. And we knew this. That's why those kids. Now, the problem I have with some people from yesterday, and even I saw a comment like that just now. That's why I say, let me get to my members only again, because I don't like that ignorance showing up. Because that's the purpose of we actually doing members only. We want to have actually intelligent conversation. And if you want to get in on a conversation, just join our members and you can get in on it today. All right. So here's the deal. Some people saying they didn't have to act that way. They should have calmly did this. They don't have to calmly do a thing. They trespassing. They didn't go through the office. They didn't get no permission. Now, somebody mentioned Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk went through the proper channels to be on those campuses. He didn't just go show up, right? So they didn't even follow Charlie Kirk's way of doing it. They just thought, I'm going to bum rush the campus, forget these black people, right? So I get personally tired of some black people, trying to tell black people how to respond to oppression, anti-black racism, or disrespect. Because it's no different than if you walk in your house right now and you see them sitting at your dinner table talking about they want to have a conversation with you or eat dinner with you, and you didn't ask them to come in your house. First of all, you say, how did you get in here? Well, that's how I was with some of the students. And if you listen to the video, the police asked them, well, how did you get in here? They asked that question. So you literally broke in. You didn't go through the front door. So you found somebody in your house sitting at your dinner table talking about they want to have a conversation with you. You're like, what the hell are you doing in my house? You're not going to say, oh, could you please leave, guys? You're not going to respond like that. Black people can respond the way they feel like they need to respond. You know what I'm saying? We always got to be all prim and proper for every response. Oh, could y'all leave? We're going to follow you quietly. Could you leave? And how many videos have we seen of black people going in their areas and they yelling, screaming, doing the most? We've seen it. So stop trying to put on black people the responses you don't put on white folk. I get so tired of black people doing that stupid crap because if you respond prim and proper, they don't respect it. That's first and foremost. But they're going to use the video and they're going to say we did this to them. So the hell what? Even if you are prim and proper and you wearing a suit, they still hate you. It don't matter if you wearing a suit or a white tee. They don't like you. So it doesn't matter how you respond. You respond the most educated way possible and they still don't like you. I'm not going to put on my people a response that's not being put on them when they are trespassing. Because that's exactly what they were. And then police, they should have put a trespass on them. and say, hey, you know what, you're trespassing. And so let me go ahead and write you up for trespassing. You come over here again, you're going straight to jail. Now, why would they still do that? What's the purpose of doing that? We talked about that yesterday. They have an obsession. And yeah, you're right. Nobody hurt them. Nah, they got up, the sister was getting up on them, and then they was cussing them out, but nobody hurt them. They walked in and walked right back out. Then they on camera. They went on Fox News. I mean, one of them was on the regular news, and Laura Ingraham was talking about it. Oh, look at how they were treated. They're trying to talk about Ruby Bridges and all of that compared to them. First of all, Ruby Bridges was basically forced to go to that white school. She didn't want to go there, right? And to go to school to get education. These guys did not go to TSU to get an education. They were going there to antagonize. That is not the same. But that's what they do. They want to be victims so bad. Oh, they want to be a victim so bad. It's crazy. They do things, and then when they're held accountable, they're the victim. That's just straight white supremacy in itself. I can do whatever I want, and if I'm held accountable, I'm the victim. Because I'm being held accountable of my actions. The little youngsters say, you don't belong here. Why are you here? Listen, the purpose of us having HBCUs was because we, as Black Americans, could not go to a predominantly white institutions at one point in time in this country. So historically, Black colleges and universities were created for Black Americans to go to. That's why it's there, okay? But you don't want to discuss history. You're trying to whitewash and erase your history, but that's why the HBCUs are there. So HBCUs is a response to your anti-Black racism, right? When we go to HBCUs, it is to, one, get an education, two, be in an area where we have more of our culture and we understand that we actually learn more. And when I talked to some kids, and I forgot to get that video, and at Bethune-Cookman, and that young sister told me she learned more at Bethune-Cookman than at the PWI. Why? Because our teachers know how to talk to us and take time with us and get us to learn. We're talking about those who want to learn, of course. Them folks don't have the patience and time and anything about us. They don't. And neither do they care like that about us in our upbringing and in our lives or whatever the case may be. These people are so obsessive with us. Now I want to bring, I'm going to bring this in. I'll follow up behind it, right? I'll follow up behind it. We're going to do something a little different. Y'all cool? You say, y'all cool? All right. Nothing is wrong with the you say super chats. Nothing wrong with the super chat. I'm looking dead at it. All right. So let me do something real quick. I'm going to get chat in. Give me a second. Hey, chat, what's going on? You on a live stream with African Diaspora News Channel. Tell the people hello.
Hey, everyone. Absolutely. Hello to all the viewers out there tuning in to the African Diaspora News Channel live stream. Great to be here with you all. And thanks for having me on. All right. So now we were talking about that incident at Tennessee State University and those MAGA guys going out there. They seem to have a sick obsession with Black Americans. And they say they got Black fatigue. We're the problem. Black on Black crime. But yet they just can't stay away from us no matter what we do. We're on our rest right now, as you know. We're on our rest. And they just got to try to figure out a way to antagonize Black Americans. What's the psychology with them with that, and why they got to persist messing with us? Yeah, absolutely. It's a real pattern we see over and over. Psychologically, it's kind of a classic dynamic where a group that claims they're tired of you is actually deeply fixated because they feel threatened or they need to maintain a certain power dynamic. They can't stop poking at you because your very existence challenges whatever narrative they've built in their heads. So really, it's about control and attention. They want to keep Black Americans on the defensive or on edge because that lets them feel like they have the upper hand. It's not really about fatigue, it's about a need to dominate the narrative and keep the status quo in place. So is that underlying power psychology at play, even if they claim otherwise?
Well, it seems like the more we've been starving them out, like we haven't been reacting to them, we don't want to talk to them, we don't care about their anti-Black racism, we not flinching about it. It seems like they're getting a little bit enraged. We're not protesting in the street. What's the mindset with them with that?
Absolutely. That's a sharp observation. When you stop giving people the reaction they're looking for, it can definitely get under their skin. In a way, it's like you've taken away their fuel. They're used to certain reactions, protests, outrage, or engagement, and when that stops, they feel a loss of control. And that loss of control can lead to frustration or even more desperate attempts to provoke a response. From a psychological standpoint, when someone relies on that back and forth to feel powerful, and you remove it, they often escalate at first. It's kind of like a child throwing a bigger tantrum when no one's paying attention. Eventually, though, if you stay consistent and don't give in, that tactic loses its power. So the mindset shift on their end is that they're trying harder to get a reaction because they realize they're losing that grip.
Okay, well, what is the issue with them wanting so much control? What is the obsession with that?
Yeah, that's a great question. The need for control in these situations often comes from a place of insecurity and a fear of losing power. Historically speaking, when one group has held a certain amount of social, economic, or cultural dominance, the idea of losing that control can be deeply unsettling. So the obsession often comes from a desire to maintain a status quo where they feel they're on top. In other words, it's not just about wanting control for the sake of it. It's about the fear of losing a privileged position or the narrative they've always known. That kind of mindset can drive a persistent need to keep others in a certain place, even if that means constantly trying to provoke them. It's all about preserving a sense of control and familiarity.
Yeah, because the issue is, it's like with this Charlie Kirk situation. Now we all know, and you know as well, Tyler Robinson is the one that took the life of Charlie Kirk, but yet they were spinning the narrative and trying to put us in as Black Americans and threatening HBCUs. Why did they do that? Based on what you know about their history and psychology, why did they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a classic example of deflection and narrative manipulation. Historically, whenever there's a high-profile incident, especially involving someone from a group they support, there's a tendency to shift blame or create a broader boogeyman. In this case, they're trying to redirect attention away from the actual individual responsible and instead paint a whole community, in this case, Black Americans or HBCUs, as a threat. From a psychological and historical standpoint, this kind of tactic is about reinforcing existing biases and keeping a certain level of fear or division alive. It's easier for them to maintain control if they can convince people that there's a larger, more menacing enemy. It's not a new playbook. It's something we've seen throughout history as a way to deflect from the real issue and try to create a scapegoat. In other ways, they're using fear and misdirection to hold on to a narrative that suits them.
Well, let me ask you, do you think based on the moves they're making and the Western world is kind of losing a lot of influence and power, do you think a lot of this stuff is based on desperation more so than anything else? Because if you're in a powerful position, you don't seem that desperate. But is that what the take is, or what do you say?
Yeah, you're definitely onto something there. When you look at it in a broader context, a lot of these moves do have that air of desperation. When a group or power structure feels like it's losing influence, it often resorts to more drastic or obvious tactics to try to hold on. And you're right. When you're truly confident in your power, you don't need to be that reactive or that focused on controlling the narrative so aggressively. So yeah, it does suggest a kind of desperation. It's like they're scrambling to maintain the kind of influence they once had. And that can lead to these more heavy-handed or blatant attempts to shift blame or create division. Ultimately, it's a sign that the old power dynamics are being challenged and they're reacting to that shift.
All right. So before I wrap up with you, what would you suggest Black Americans do in your opinion, based on psychology, strategy, and basically going forward? Because we've had the spiritual shift where we're taking a rest and everybody's freaking out about it, literally. But what would be your suggestion?
Absolutely. And that's a really great question to wrap up on. I'd say from a psychological and strategic standpoint, the best thing Black Americans can do is continue to stay grounded in their own narrative and priorities. The fact that taking a rest and not reacting has caused such a stir is actually proof that there's power in not letting others dictate your energy. So the suggestion would be to keep focusing on community building, economic empowerment, and creating spaces where Black Americans define the agenda. In other words, keep building your own platforms, keep telling your own stories, and keep focusing on what strengthens the community from within. Also, staying united and not letting outside forces pit folks against each other is key. When you control your own narrative and move forward strategically, it's a lot harder for anyone to derail that momentum. So basically, keep doing what you're doing, staying focused on collective goals, and not getting distracted by the noise.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help and always happy to chat. If you need anything else, just let me know.
All right. So yes, that was chat. Want to bring in to understand the psychology of these folks, and which I heard conversations. That's kind of what happens with me a lot with chat. But we are discussing the psychology of a lot of these folks, because if you don't understand how they think and how they move, and based on their history, because earlier the one person that took issue with me saying that is that the AI has a wealth of knowledge and things that maybe we don't have right then and there. So I'm more so say dig into this history, dig into that. Why this? And that's how you start connecting that they're no different than what they were in medieval times to today, and why they move the way they move. You got to understand why they're doing that. So even a chat was saying that what we're doing is actually working, and you see how they're imploding on each other, because they have a culture that's just really, as we have proven, a violent culture. And this is why they kept saying they want a civil war and all that. Oh, we want a civil war. Why? Because you cannot handle nothing diplomatically. You can't sit down at the table with somebody. You can't be at peace. You can't maybe divide things. You need to divide them so everybody can get along or whatever. You can't do that. Your first answer is violence, go and antagonize people. These kids are at the HBCU minding their business, getting their education, and here you come. And that's why you can't even say, oh, well, all the anti-Black racism with the older ones. No, they were young. They young. And I told y'all, I'm the one told you that by the age of 2, they know the N-word. And they probably didn't said it by that time, by the age of 2. That is a culture with them to do that. That's not a one-off. That's why I don't believe in it just saying isms, or especially with them, racism. No. It is a culture. Anti-Black racism is the culture that they created. And as you see, that culture is continuing on, ladies and gentlemen. Now, how we respond to that culture is definitely different. And yes, not giving them a reaction that they're looking for, that is important. But at the same time, I'm going to give my people grace, especially young kids like that, grace, because they was angry and outraged. And there is a time that you have to respond that way. But what we're doing, basically starving them out, doing our own things, not worrying with them, not debating them. Because why can't we debate? Why can't we debate? I'm going to tell you something, MAGA and all you folks. We don't want to debate you, okay? We don't want to talk to you. We don't. Oh, well, you don't want to talk to me because I'm white. No. Your skin color don't bother nobody. It's you as a person that bother people, not your skin color. What is skin color going to do to anybody? Nothing, right? It's your culture and your character that we can definitely get into that conversation. But the skin color doesn't harm nobody. It doesn't. Now, the reason why we don't want to talk to you, okay? This is why we don't want to talk to you. Number one, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. We could talk to you. We can be scholarly with you. We could one-up you in knowledge. You're not going to listen. You're going to still stay in your ignorant ways. You're still going to do the things that you normally would do. You're going to try to be a victim when you're getting told something. You're going to try to deflect when you're being told something. And so it never just ends well or whatever. And the purpose of a conversation is to make a change, and you don't change anything. So why will we waste our time, quote unquote, debating you? No. In my opinion, you're not worth the time. You're not worth the effort of anybody, quote unquote, debating you. And my black people don't do it. Well, let's talk about DEI. No, I don't want to talk to you about DEI. Well, we can't have a debate. No, go debate your mammy. Go debate her. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you about no DEI. I don't want to talk to you about no politics. If you want to talk to me about when y'all signed that law to pay out reparations. Then we can talk. Talk to me when you sign that law about an anti-black hate crime bill. Then we could talk. If we're not talking about tangibles for black Americans, nothing to talk about. If I'm going to talk about something or debate something, I'm going to do it within my own community because we got a lot of issues that we need to discuss, mindsets that need to change, and maybe we need to debate it in our own community. We need to take our issues and just focus it there, okay? And then outside of black Americans, I would talk with the diaspora about issues. But I will not be dealing, especially with them, about debating. No. Well, you're not smart. Don't matter what you say. I don't care. I don't care if I had 1,000 doctorate degrees. You're still going to say I'm not smart because you don't look at me as an equal. You look at me as inferior. And that's okay. Well, this I don't want to talk to you. Oh, well, Martin Luther King fought for this. And I don't want to hear nothing about no Martin Luther King from you because y'all killed him. Y'all did it. It wasn't us. You did it. So don't mention Dr. King. You took the man's life. I don't want to hear nothing about you, Dr. King, coming out. Well, Dr. King say the content of your character. You shouldn't even mention Dr. King because his blood is on your hands. It's not on ours. You ain't following out one thing Dr. King has said to do. Not one. Just like you can't follow what the Bible say to do. So first of all, what is the point of debating? None. Number two, it's time wasting. While you're wasting your time talking to them, I don't care, even online. Some of you like to argue with them on these Twitter spaces and whatever, going back and forth with them in a comment section, thinking you're going to one-up them or tell them off. It's a waste of time. Remember what Chad said. They want your energy. They want your attention. Even if you're angry, even if you're cussing them out, they want your attention. They want to feel like Chad said, they want to control. They feel like that's control they got. If they can make you angry and upset by their words, I can control them. I can say one thing and they react, right? That's the truth. So we have to starve them out. The reason why I went to members only, I started seeing too many of them pop up in the chat. I say, I'm switching that off. No, you're not coming here saying anything. No. If you're going to say something, you're going to say something with respect, but you're not going to come in here with the blacks and all that other stuff. No. We don't do that here. Now, somebody else may want to do that and engage you. I don't. I don't want to roast you. I don't want to do any of that. I can take all my attention and time and focus that on black America. And yes, it's London Live. They're very disingenuous. Very. It's just a waste of time. They're disingenuous. They don't respect you. Why? Why do it? Why? That's why you don't see me doing it. At this point, enough people have done it. Enough of us have done it. So it's enough. They just need to go, like the sister said, go to Vanderbilt. Go over there. Go debate with them over there. Like, we don't want to talk to y'all. Well, I'm not like MAGA. I'm different. And this and that and the third. And I'm like, but them people that say they're not like MAGA, but you are though. Because the litmus test is, you know how you expose them? All you got to do is ask them. So you believe black Americans should get paid reparations in the form of cash payments, right? I mean, for the legacy of slavery, Jim Crow, etc., based on lineage, not race. You believe that, right? And the most liberal of the liberal, well, I mean, education, no. Cash payments. That's the litmus test, cash payments. It's like it exposed them so quick when you talk about cash payment reparations. They don't know. They twist, turn. They do all kind of things. I exposed a lady on a plane to South Africa about that. She was all talking all this liberal talk until I asked about reparations. And then she went to, well, I don't know. And then when I had to educate, right? Because I had to educate her. By the time I educated her on some things and how reparations would be a benefit for not only Black Americans, it'd be benefit for the economy and everything else. She's like, I never heard of it spoken like that. Yeah, that's why Dr. John Henry Clark, his words should be reign supreme. He said, I debate my equals, all others I teach. And yes, I would teach you if I feel like it at the time. Okay? And I taught that one because I had nowhere to go. I was on a plane for about 15 hours. She sparked up a conversation, and I used to try to hold back on political conversation with them. I'm like, do you really want to go there with me? I try to warn them, like, that's not really a conversation you want to go with me because you're going to get a different beast. I'm nice because I was raised to be nice to everybody and respectful to everybody. But you start going political, I warn you, say, you really want to discuss politics? I said, I don't want to go there because you may not like my responses. I usually warn you. And then if you keep pressing, I say, okay, I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you what you want. You say, Arnitha, you says that you have degrees and you are called and educated. Well, yeah, there you go. There you go. Listen, I learned a long time ago. You know who taught me the most about them? Barack Obama. Barack Obama is half white, number one. Don't even have a Black American father, Kenyan father, white mother. He has Ivy League degrees, right? Ivy League degree. His wife got his Ivy League, okay? And he, he speaks very well. You can't take that away from him. And they called him all kind of, N-words. They hated him. All of that stuff they did to him in that time period, right? And I learned from them, say, wow, even if you become the president, even if you are Ivy League educated, even if you was a senator, even if you didn't have nothing on your record, these people would have a hatred for you. So Barack Obama, his presidency showed me that it's nothing that we can do to make them like us. It is nothing. Nothing. And once I learned that in my journey, I'm like, it actually made things a lot easier because you have some Black people say, well, if we just get some education and if we just speak a certain way and if we dress a certain way and this and that and that. No, because they're putting our brothers up on those what they were doing to our brothers back in that time period. You remember Strange Fruit, right? I'm on this platform. Gotta watch how I say. They were wearing their suits, and they were not there sagging their pants. They wasn't cussing. They wasn't full of tattoos. They wasn't listening to hip hop or none of that. And just because a Black man was successful and way more successful than them, that would draw them to go do that to that particular Black man or a Black farmer who's kicking butt farming, and his crops are great, and his crops are beautiful. Instead of saying, man, yes, beautiful, man, we need our farmers, right? So this country can eat. No. They'll go take the life of that farmer and then go take the land. This is what they would do. That's why any quote unquote white farmer, when they say, it's one white farmer I heard the other day, I covered, he said he had 3,500 acres of land. 3,500 acres of land. And the first thing I started thinking, where did he get that from? How did you get 3,500 acres of land? Because that's a lot. How you own all that? Because Black folks have millions of acres of land in this country. So where you get it from? Stole it from Black folks? That's the first thing I think about. When I hear them say they got all that land, the first thing I'm thinking, what Black person they stole it from? What Black person they undermined with eminent domain? What Black person, because they used to have the title deeds to land at the courthouses, and they'd burn down the courthouses, and then they'd be like, And a black person like, hey, this is my land. No, you don't have a title deed no more, so we auction it off. That's what they would do to steal land too from black people. That's why we don't have land like that. There's a lot of slick things they would do to steal the land from black Americans. You know, when Julius Malema talked about the land in South Africa, that should be our conversation too, the land, because they stole our land in the millions. They are thieves. These idiots on the video talking about some signs. I wish that's all they stole from us was some stupid signs that's poster board and a black marker. I wish that's all they took away from us. We take signs, they take land. They take people. You know what I'm saying? They steal resources. That's why the continent of Africa is the way it is, because of them. But thank God for Ibrahim Traoré and the other brother in Mali and Niger, and then Senegal got online, and now they kicking France out. Chad kicked France out. Now France is struggling. A lot of brothers and sisters are starting to figure it out on the continent now. They don't want nothing to do with them folks. They say, I work with China, I work with whoever, but I don't want to work with y'all. They's figuring it out. And I'm also noticing even on the African continent, is young leaders that's popping up that's feeling that way because they see the game. So I'm so glad that a lot of us are waking up. I'm glad that the African continent is starting to wake up. You know, you got some brothers and sisters in the Caribbean starting to figure it out. I believe globally we all gonna get on code globally, spiritually on them folks. I really believe that. Because everybody like, man, like why? I did a podcast. I'll be uploading tonight. This Chinese lady said something very interesting, but I'll let y'all hear that later on tonight. But these, like I said, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. I see too many of y'all, especially on X Spaces, arguing with them. Why? Why are you arguing with them people? But black folks could be having their own space, and they show up there. I'm like, once again, why are you here? Because you want to colonize and control black people's spaces. What we have to start doing, when y'all talk about delineation, and okay, great, but there's the ultimate delineation is delineating. Of course, we don't use the term delineation, but gatekeeping them, saying, nope, this is not your space. You out of here. Like, what are you doing here? Like, you have an event like, hey, y'all know him? Y'all, is he with y'all? She with y'all? Who is that? To stop the whole event, and everybody just start staring like they say, hey, where you come from? Like, what you got going on? Because they got some events that's just like, okay, it's anybody can show up event, that's fine. But when it's specific events, talking about the community and different things we got going on, we do need to gatekeep. They do it. When they do all their think tanks and all that, they don't have us around, do they? At the country club, they don't let us in there. We can't even get to the country club. But we act like, oh, well, y'all, what would Martin Luther King say? Don't tell me about King. We in 2025. We got to gatekeep because that's for our safety. Because look what happens in y'all schools. Like that's a protection mechanism for us is gatekeeping. Because look what y'all do to innocent children. Look what you do. Look what y'all do. And y'all don't do nothing about it. So, man, no, we can't have y'all just showing up any way y'all want to show up in our spaces. No, we don't know what you own. You say they completely messed up BET. Well, I mean, that's okay. You know, we can rebuild a BET right here. Look, I just got an email just now about, and that's what I love about the African continent, about getting on TV over there. I just got the email, and it actually is affordable to get to actually, you know, hey, we can have our own TV network or whatever, right? In many other countries outside of this one, and if, like I say, y'all help us get to our goals on the app. We can do all that sort of thing. We don't have to. If we get the money coming in, yeah, I got ideas to produce shows too, not just news, but actual shows. I have it all on my board about certain shows I want to come up with. You know what I'm saying? That can go on our network, not YouTube, but our app. So we can't cry about BET. That's gone. It's gone. We're not getting that back. We can rebuild elsewhere. We can rebuild right here. Help us hit our first mark, 5,000 subscribers on the app. Help us hit that. The African Diaspora News Channel app. If everybody in here right now got on the app that's not on there now, right? We got 17 or 1,600, whatever many people we got in here right now. If everybody jumped on the app right now, that'll be a big boost, at least monthly. You know, if for $9.99, 31 cents a day, why do we need to be sitting up here crying about something that's gone? It's gone. It's gone. But we can do something new. We can do something better on our own terms. But it has to be a community project. That's all. It just has to be community. And for us, what we're saying here is just join the app. That's it. We're not asking for, say, millions of dollars to do it, even though that'd be great. But look, it's like, no, we could just join the app. I mean, realistically, if you want to talk about millions of dollars, if 1,000 people got lifetime, that would be it right there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, it's so many ways it could be done. If everybody bought a book, right, bought the book that we just came out with, or any other books, everybody today bought a book. That also helps, right? We can put money into creating things that's sustainable for us. BET is gone. It is theirs. We're not getting it back. When Tyler Perry was trying to get it, Diddy tried to get it, they didn't want to give it to him. Okay? Tyler tried. That's okay. We can build something new. We do not need BET. Let's build up African Diaspora News Channel. Let's build up what we got going on. We're also innovating with AI journalism and different things we're going to do with AI, right? We on the cutting edge and get in on it early. That's why I always tell people, support early. That's all it is to it. I mean, like, I'm looking at an email right now. Hold on, let me pull up this email. I'm gonna tell y'all what the price is, just real quick. Hold on, they sent me about. Let me pull up this proposal real quick. I'm gonna tell you. So they had some if you wanted to be on. They talking about even multi-choice and Canal Plus Premium. If you get our stuff, if we was get our stuff on there, which is DSTV, whatever, they say if you would put at least, they're saying at least if you can insert 6 advertising slots per day, you can approximately earn $6,300 per month, and additional ad slots will further increase, right? That's that. But then if you just want to be on some other networks or whatever in the African continent, they break it down to like $2,000 a month, $4,000, $2,000, $5,000, and that's a sub-Saharan. Or you can just do one network at $4,000. They break it all down, right? Even, and they say even in North America, you can actually do some channels or whatever with satellite. So I get these things all the time, but I'm like, I don't jump on them to create a TV network as of yet because, number one, I got to make sure the money's come in because every month we'd have to pay that. And I don't want to start a network, even if I say, oh, we started our own TV network, right? And then we can't maintain it. No. If we're going to do it, we need to do it right. And the money has to be there. And I believe the app is the way for us to get those extra funds to say, you know what, let's start this network. Let's start it. You know, and let's see what we can do. But we can do it. We can do it. It just has to be community support. That's all. That is all. All right, y'all. Ooh, I'm late. Well, thank y'all for joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Make sure to click the like button. But thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all on the next one.